On the tube, customers are at breaking point at Brixton.
Basically, it feels like this station will never, ever be finished.
Oh, no.
And Jason has a surprise visitor.
Welcome to Canary Wharf Station. I think I need a cigarette now.
In London, you're never far from a tube station. As diverse as London itself, the Underground's 275 stations range from sleepy suburban havens to frantic hives of activity. With anything between 1 person to 28,000 people an hour passing through the stations, life for the staff can be unpredictable and hectic. At Brixton Station, one of the busiest on the Underground, they have their own particular problems to contend with. Concerts at the legendary Brixton Academy present their own challenges to station supervisor Monty Montiero.
When there's a concert, you'll find that you'll have probably about 5 or 6 ticket outs on the booking hall. They will also operate downstairs on the platform. As you can see, people are now starting to come to the cross passage and they advertising that they got tickets to sell.
Mandy Sahota has been working at Brixton as a station assistant for 2.5 years.
It is quite a rough station. You do get a lot of abuse. People tend to be rude, and you do get a lot of people who obviously they want to throw punches, meet you after work, do this, do that, but that's just life. You do get some arrogant people.
Monty has developed a thick skin when dealing with troublesome ticket touts.
Could you do us a favour, please, and make your way upstairs? Yeah, Frankie, can you send a BTP downstairs, British Transport Police, because I've been given the ring around downstairs.
Mission received, over.
Platform 1, will you make your way upstairs out of the station?
I'm travelling, mate.
You're not driving here, you make out the station.
I'm travelling.
If you don't leave the station, the Transport Police will arrest you.
I'm travelling, I've got
That's fine, we wait until the police comes down, yeah?
What are you driving people mad, man? Hey?
I'm asking you very politely if you can get downstairs, yeah? Come on, come upstairs. He's not going to go anywhere. Some of them get very aggressive. Of course, if they have something to drink, it's always leave plenty of space between yourself and the person you're asking to, move. Because otherwise, if you're too near arm's length, you probably will end up getting thumped.
But touts are only one of Brixton's worries. The station's £26 million overhaul and renovations over the past 4 years have been dogged with problems. The main staircase has had to be completely rebuilt. Then they found that the ceiling of the ticket hall was contaminated with asbestos. And because of power problems, they still can't turn on their newly installed escalator. From a porter cabin behind the station, Group Station Manager Paul Jessett is overseeing the project.
There are times when we're all tearing our hair out and we all think, oh, when is this going to end? I thought it would be over in 2.5 to 3 years, but unfortunately we're still here 4.5 years later.
Little update there, madam, on how we're doing with the project.
I spend quite a lot of time downstairs just talking to people when they come through, and they just want to kill me and throw me down the escalator that's not open. So I take the ups and the downs. Yeah, it's goes with the territory.
So when's it going to finish?
There's a little leaflet there with a few bullet points on there, which may be helpful for you. Or
Okay, well that's the main problem. Yeah. Basically, it feels like this station will never, ever be finished.
Oh no, that's how I
that's
feel.
the issue.
Yeah. We really are coming to the end of it now.
All right, well, seeing is believing.
Okay. That wasn't too bad. Got away with that lightly.
At London Underground's flagship station, Canary Wharf, it's a very different story.
You walk into a station like Canary Wharf and you're in complete awe the sheer size and scale of it. If you look at all the underground stations and consider them as churches, Canary Wharf is the cathedral.
The responsibility for serving the fastest growing financial district in the world falls on the shoulders of 31-year-old Irishman Jason Collins.
I'm proud, I'm very proud of the station, I love it. And I love the hustle and bustle. And when things go wrong as well, a lot of people, tend to get stressed out. To me, that's the time when I most enjoy the job.
And the next week will be very stressful for Jason. Although half of his station is already in use, the east end of the station has never seen a passenger. Hidden from public view are 3 new entrances and 9 new escalators, which the Mayor, Ken Livingstone, is coming to open in just a few days. With a lot of the work still unfinished, Jason's deadline is looming fast.
There's the time factor, the financial factor, and also the corporate pressure factor. So there's very little room for error. I've had, 2 days off in the last 6 weeks.
The corporate investors are bearing down on him. The new Barclays Bank headquarters is ready to open at the end of the month.
We're going to have 6,000 people starting work in that building, the first of which are from a couple of weeks' time. So, as you can see, that's one of the main reasons why it's so crucial to get this end of the station open. We've got to get our act together, and if we don't open up in time for Barclays, I'm sure Mr. Barclay himself will be pretty upset at us. And I'm sure my governor will have a thing or two to say about it. That's 36 stories of pressure, and you feel it.
At Brixton, they too are feeling the pressure. But Station Supervisor Monty has little faith in the system.
When they say they're going to do something next week, I always say, which week though? It's always which week. It's never next week. For some reason with London Underground, it seems that it takes much longer to get something done.
The problem that we've got is that we've got a very busy station. We had 2 escalators with a fixed stair in the middle. And we've put everybody out for the best part of 2.5 years. And what we've given them back is 2 escalators with a fixed stair in the middle.
This is our famous escalator, being used at the moment as a fixed stairs. Reason why it's been used as a fixed stairs is because we still haven't got enough power to run it. Once it gets a power supply, it'll run. Is that dog fit enough to go all the way up the stairs?
Here, I'll take the stairs, you take the dog.
Oh, I like this. Now I've got to take the dog up. Come on.
That's safe.
Come on.
This is called animal safety, animal security.
The things I've got to do for the underground, I don't know.
The broken escalator just makes life harder for staff. Monty has bet his boss 6 cans of Coke that it'll never be finished in time.
We still got that.
We've got to test it.
We still got that 6 cans Coke that you'll run by 6.17 a month.
6 cans of Coke you're going to buy me?
Nah. I'm sure that my 6 Cokes are safe. I haven't lost one yet anyway.
But Brixton is not beyond repair. Aldwych is one of the Underground's 43 abandoned stations.
It was closed in 1994 for 2 main reasons. Number one, a small number of people using the service, and secondly, the lifts need several £1 million to put back in working order.
Barry Wilkinson has been looking after Aldwych for 5 years.
The only access now is by a long spiral staircase. No one enjoys going up and down the stairs. Right, so if we carry on down here. I'm showing a couple of film people from London Weekend Television who are interested in seeing the aspects of the station that are connected with the Blitz. Right, there were originally 2 platforms here. This platform down here during the war would have been used for people sheltering from the Blitz. The other platform, it's our understanding that that was used for the storage of various treasures, possibly including the Elgin marbles. It was built, we think, for the theatre traffic, but was obviously wildly too much, even in those days. There being other stations very nearby. So this didn't last very long at all, a matter of about 8 or 9 years. Now, I personally can always imagine something horrible coming down there. like in a horror film. This station was built on the site of a theatre, and allegedly the leading lady of the theatre haunts it down here. I've never encountered or experienced anything, but I have heard stories of people who have.
With Ken Livingston coming to open the east end of Canary Wharf station in just 4 days, Jason is gearing himself up for the final safety inspections.
You clean the glass on the inside. Tomorrow we got the visit by our 2 different sets of inspectors. They'll come around, they'll inspect every single area. If I don't manage to satisfy the inspectors, well, the actual opening date will have to be put back. Sorry. Cheers. There's very little room for error. If one escalator here at the entrance to the new end of the station becomes unavailable, opening is not an option, and my job's on the line. So at this stage, the next 24 hours are absolutely crucial.
There is one big problem they face: the new gate line.
We've got a software problem that's preventing these gates from operating the way they should, and if they're not operating the way they should, we've got an issue. We need our gates fully functional, fully operational, so we can introduce crowd control. If we don't have them working for the inspectors tomorrow, I'm going to have some serious explaining to do. Failure is not an option.